further, even more relaxed than ever before. Also, when your eyes are open at that particular moment, anytime that you hear me and me only, say the word Texas. Anytime I say the word Texas, you're going to think as if the person sitting closest to you smells fantastic. And you are going to want to nonchalantly, slyly, covertly get a whiff of your neighbor. Now, you're going to be very sly about that. You don't want them to know you're sniffing them. That would be weird. Every time I say the word Texas, you're going to want to get another whiff because they smell even better. But again, you'll do it in a very sly, clever, covert manner. Conversely, on a count of 3 back to 1, when you open your eyes at that particular moment, anytime that you hear me and me only, say the word Florida. Anytime I say the word Florida, you're going to think as if there's a very foul odor coming from someone near you. Each and every time I say the word Florida, that scent gets worse and worse. However, at no time will you ever become physically ill. You'll live and learn. All these suggestions take place now at the count of 3 back to 1. People on stage, people in the audience. 3, 2, 1. Sitting up, eyes open, relaxing even deeper. Give my friends a big round of applause for relaxing even further. El Paso, Texas, on a fantastic weekend for the basketball tournament here. It's such a privilege and an honor to be back to perform for y'all. And we're going to have a great time tonight here in El Paso, Texas. How many of y'all have been to El Paso, Texas before? Do we have a few folks been here in El Paso, Texas before? Yeah. How many locals do we have who grew up here in El Paso, Texas? We have a few locals. There we go. We got some locals here from El Paso, Texas. I think the first time I performed in El Paso, Texas was about 20 years ago. It used to be a little comedy club called the Comic Strip here in El Paso, Texas. I worked there 20 years ago. It's nice to be back in El Paso, Texas. We always have a great time here in El Paso, Texas. I flew in yesterday. I actually live way over in Central Florida. Do we have any Florida folks? Anybody from Florida? I live in Florida. Do we have any Florida people? Anybody from Florida? I live just outside of Orlando, Florida. Anybody from Central Florida, Orlando, Florida? No Florida people here tonight? Nobody from Florida? No Florida people? A lot more Texas folks, though. More Texas? We got more Texas? People on stage, people in the audience, look right here at my right hand. Everybody look right here at my right hand. Look right here. When I snap my fingers, at that particular moment, the fingers snap together. Anytime I say Texas, anytime I say Florida, the scents, the odors, the smells attached to those words, you realize are coming from you yourself. So I have to go back to Florida tomorrow, and I'll be flying back to Orlando, Florida tomorrow, and I'll be working in Tampa Bay, Florida on Saturday. I've got a show Saturday in Tampa Bay, Florida, and then Sunday I've got a show in Altamont Springs here in Orlando, Florida, and then I'll be in Florida for Christmas with my family. I'll be back home for my Christmas with the family, and then I'll be flying back here to El Paso, Texas to entertain the football teams here at the Sun Bowl here in El Paso, Texas. So I'll have a great time next week as well here in El Paso, Texas. Are we having a good time tonight here in Texas? Yes, yes. We're having fun? Yes, yes. Make some noise for my friends here. Doing good? People on stage, people in the audience, look here. I snap my fingers. That air is perfectly normal. People on stage, feet flat on the floor. Palms up, resting around on top of your legs. I want you to stare with your eyes right here where I'm pointing on my hand. Now, when I move my hand and finger from this point, people on stage, your eyes will stay fixated on this point as if my hand and finger were still there.